That sudden, bone-deep chill you feel in a warm room, it's not just a draft. That fleeting scent of roses or cigar smoke when no one is around, it's not your memory playing tricks. These are whispers, knocks on a door that separates our world from the next. For centuries, mystics have understood these signs. But one man, a humble friar from Italy, didn't just understand them. He had daily conversations with the souls who sent them. His name was Padre Pio, and what he learned from the dead could change everything you think you know about the afterlife. Before we go any further, you have to understand who Padre Pio was. He wasn't just a priest. He was a bridge. A man who bore the wounds of Christ on his own body for 50 years. He could read souls, be in two places at once, and he regularly battled demonic forces. But perhaps his most startling gift was his open communication with the souls in purgatory. They came to him constantly, not as ghosts in a horror movie, but as desperate souls, friends, and family seeking relief. They saw him as a lifeline, a direct line to the prayers of the living. And if you're finding this fascinating and want to explore more mysteries of the faith, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Pio's experiences weren't just stories. They were a classroom. He learned their language, their needs, their pain. He gave them a voice. And through him, they are still speaking to us today. So what is this place they're crying out from? Many people get it wrong. Purgatory isn't a second chance hell. It's more like a divine hospital for the soul. It's for those who die in God's friendship but are not yet perfect enough to enter the blinding light of heaven. Think of it this way. If you were about to meet royalty, you'd want to clean yourself up first, right? You wouldn't show up covered in the mud and dust of your journey. Purgatory is that final cleansing. It's a state of purification, where the last attachments to sin are burned away by the fire of God's love. It is a place of suffering, yes, but it's a suffering born of intense longing. The souls there know heaven is waiting. They can see it, but they can't reach it on their own. They are totally dependent on us, the Church on earth, to help them. Their time for earning merit is over. Our time is now. The first sign is one of the most common, and also one of the easiest to dismiss. It's the experience of a distinct smell that has no physical source. It could be the perfume your grandmother always wore, the specific pipe tobacco your grandfather smoked, or sometimes it's something less pleasant, a smell of something burning or stagnant. Padre Pio taught that these are olfactory calling cards. The soul uses a scent strongly associated with their earthly life to get your attention. It's a gentle nudge, a way of saying, remember me. They aren't trying to frighten you. They are trying to trigger a memory, and through that memory, inspire a prayer. So the next time you catch a whiff of a familiar scent from the past, don't just brush it off. Stop. Acknowledge it. Say their name, and offer a simple prayer, like eternal rest grant unto them. O Lord, you may be answering a direct request. This is the one we see in movies, but the reality is far more profound. A sudden, intense drop in temperature in a specific area. It's not a draft from an open window. It's a spiritual cold. Physics tells us that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred. When a spirit manifests or tries to make contact with our physical world, it requires a tremendous amount of energy. Often, it draws this energy from the immediate environment, and the most available form is heat. This results in a noticeable, sometimes shocking, cold spot. Padre Pio himself experienced this. He described how, just before a soul from purgatory would appear to him, the temperature in his cell would plummet. It was a sign that the veil between worlds was thinning. If you experience this, recognize it for what it is. It's not a haunting, it's a sign of desperation. A soul is expending immense effort to make its presence known. Your response should be one of compassion. Offer a prayer for them, right then and there. You can even have a mass offered for the soul who most needs it. We all dream of our departed loved ones. It's a natural part of grieving. But some dreams are different. They feel real, incredibly vivid. You wake up with the emotions of the dream still clinging to you. In these dreams, the deceased person often doesn't say much. They might look at you with a sense of longing, or they might appear in a drab, gray place. They might ask you to do something specific, like pray for me or have a mass. Said this is a classic sign of a soul in purgatory. They are allowed by God to visit us in our sleep, when our minds are more open to the supernatural. How do you tell the difference between a grief dream and a true visitation? A grief dream is often chaotic, reflecting your own emotional state. A visitation dream is usually clear, calm, and has a specific point. It leaves you with a profound sense of peace, even if the message is a serious one. Pay attention to these dreams. Write them down. They are sacred invitations to participate in the salvation of someone you love. Let me tell you a specific story from Padre Pio's life that confirms all of this. One evening, Pio was praying in the choir loft when he was startled by the presence of an old friar. The man sat down near him and Pio, not recognizing him, asked who he was. The friar replied, "I am doing my purgatory here." He explained that as a novice. He had been assigned to clean the altar in this very choir, but had often been negligent in his duties. This failure to show proper reverence was the cause of his purification. He told Pio that he needed one mass to be released. Pio promised to offer the mass for him the next morning. After the soul departed, Pio, deeply shaken, went to his superior. He recounted the story. The superior was skeptical, so they checked the monastery's records. And there it was. Decades earlier, a friar with that name had indeed lived and died there. The story was true. The next morning, Pio offered the mass. He later told his fellow friars, "That soul came no more. This sign can be unsettling, but it's important to understand the intent behind it." We're talking about small, unexplained physical events. A door creaking open, an object moving, a light turning on or off. Unlike demonic activity, which seeks to instill fear and chaos, these manifestations from the holy souls are typically gentle and meaningful. It's often an object associated with them, their favorite chair, their picture, their wedding ring. They are using the last of their ability to interact with the physical world to get your attention. It's like a person trapped behind a thick wall, tapping faintly, hoping someone on the other side will hear. They're not trying to scare you. They're trying to remind you. The message is always the same. I am here. I am in need. Please pray for me. When this happens, resist the urge to be afraid. Instead, respond with love. Go to the object, touch it, and say a prayer for the person you associate with it. This last sign is the most subtle and the most personal. It's not something you see, hear, or smell. It's something you feel. A sudden, powerful, and undeniable sense that you are not alone. It's a profound feeling of presence that settles over you. It can happen anywhere while you're driving, washing dishes, or praying in church. You just know, with a certainty that goes beyond logic, that a specific departed soul is with you. This is not your imagination. According to mystics like Padre Pio, this is a direct, soul-to-soul communication. The soul is impressing its reality upon yours. Often, this feeling is accompanied by a sudden flood of memories about that person. This is the sign of a soul who is very close to you, perhaps a parent, a spouse, or a child. They are reaching out in trust, knowing you will understand. When you feel this, close your eyes. Welcome the presence. Speak to them in your heart. Tell them you love them, you remember them, and you will pray for them. This is one of the most intimate ways we can aid the church suffering. Why go to all this trouble? Why the sense, the chills, the dreams? Because they have no other recourse. The Catechism teaches that the souls in purgatory can no longer help themselves. Their time of trial and merit on earth is over. They are completely and utterly dependent on the prayers and sacrifices of the Church on earth. That means us. They are part of the body of Christ, just as we are. They are the Church suffering, we are the Church militant, and the saints in heaven are the Church triumphant. We are all connected. Our prayers are like a cool cup of water to someone dying of thirst. A single Mass offered for them is more powerful than we can possibly imagine. They contact us out of a desperate, holy need, knowing that we have the power to shorten their time of purification and speed their entry into paradise. It is an act of supreme charity, a spiritual work of mercy, to pray for the dead. So if you experience one of these signs, what should you do? Panic is the wrong response. Action is the right one. Padre Pio gave us a very clear blueprint. First, and most powerfully, have a Mass offered for the repose of their soul. The Mass is the highest prayer of the Church, the representation of Christ's sacrifice on Calvary. It is the single most effective thing you can do. Second, pray the Rosary for them. Our Lady is the Queen of Purgatory, and she has the power to release souls through her intercession. Third, offer your own sufferings and sacrifices. When you have a headache, a difficult day at work, or a personal trial, you can offer it up for the souls in purgatory. This turns your pain into a powerful prayer. Finally, acts of charity and almsgiving done in their name can also be applied to them. By doing these things, you are not just helping a soul. You are forging a bond with them. And this brings us to a beautiful truth of our faith that is often forgotten. When you, through your prayers and sacrifices, help a soul get from purgatory to heaven, you don't just get a thank you, you gain a friend. A powerful intercessor who is now standing before the throne of God. The saints tell us that the souls we help release are among the most grateful. They never forget what we did for them. They will spend the rest of our lives praying for us, protecting us, and interceding for our needs and the needs of our family. By helping them, you are building your own spiritual support system in heaven. It's an incredible exchange. You offer your small prayers from earth, and in return, you gain a saint in heaven who is eternally indebted to you and dedicated to your salvation. There is no better investment you can make with your prayers. Padre Pio's life was a testament to this reality. He saw more souls from purgatory than he saw people from our own world. His message, born from these countless encounters, was an urgent one. He would often say that if we could only see the suffering of these souls, we would never, ever stop praying for them. He warned people not to forget their deceased relatives and friends. We must empty purgatory, he would say. He saw their relief, he heard their cries, and he felt their gratitude. His final warning to us is not to be deaf to these whispers. Don't be dismissive of the signs. The veil is thin, and the cries for help are real. We have a duty and a privilege to respond. We are their only hope. The world is louder than ever. It's easy to miss the subtle signs, the quiet communications from those who have gone before us. But Padre Pio's knowledge gives us a key, a way to translate these mysterious experiences That chill, that scent, that dream, they are not meant to frighten, but to invite. They are an invitation to practice a profound act of love that transcends death itself. To become a bridge between earth and heaven. The next time you experience something you can't explain, don't ignore it. Listen. You might just be hearing the cry of a holy soul, and you have the power to answer. I want to know what you think. Have you ever experienced one of these signs? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience might help someone else understand their own.